Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Talks of Terror. My name's Trinity. I'm one of your hosts for today. And I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about Epic Universe coming to Orlando, Florida in May of 2025. For those of you who don't know, haven't kept up on any theme park news lately, Epic Universe is a brand new theme park created by Universal Studios consisting of some of our favorite characters and movies from all decades: Dark Universe, Universal Monsters, How to Train Your Dragon, Super Mario, Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic. There's so many things being created in Orlando, Florida right now. It's actually insane. And I wanted to give a little bit of insight for those who don't know and to share my excitement of the upcoming projects that Universal Studios is doing consisting this theme park. To get started, for those who are probably getting a lot of videos on their TikTok page right now, Toothless and Hiccup are now a meet and greet at Epic Universe. Same with Astrid and Rough Nut and Tough Nut, which I find very exciting because they look extremely accurate to the animated film. And not only that, but Toothless is an animatronic, same with his son Dart. And I find that actually crazy that Universal Studios was able to take animatronics, make them into a walkable dragon that you can meet and greet and watch around the whole park. And to have that level of ability and to have those mechanics in order to do something like that, I think is actually insane. And I am so excited to see more posts that they're doing. It seems like a lot of information regarding these two are coming out right now, and it's getting everybody extremely excited, extremely happy. Everyone cannot believe that we are finally getting something towards How to Train Your Dragon that's not an animated film or a live action, and I can say the exact same. I cannot wait to see what Toothless looks like in person. I can't wait to see these animatronics. And not even that, but the fact that they were able to make flying dragons with drones, for those of you who also have never seen those clips pop up on your TikTok. But yes, Universal has done it. They have taken the drone ability and made it into a dragon. And I think that's absolutely insane. It's crazy to think that we even have that ability in today's society to do that, and it hasn't been done until now. To have something that level of like a theme park is insane to me. And I can honestly say I think they're putting a step up in the game for theme parks. I really do. I think they're becoming better than Disney, and I might piss a lot of people off with that comment, but it's true. They are advancing so much with their technologies and their ability to theme that it really is blowing Disney out of the water. And this is coming from somebody who loves both Disney and Universal, might I add. I love both equally. I grew up going to Disney. I grew up loving Universal Monsters. I loved Harry Potter. Even though I don't really go to the Universal out here in California, I hold a great appreciation for it. And just seeing these advancements that this company is able to do and how they are properly putting their money into these special animatronics to bring to life these dragons and these characters for the public to enjoy and view in a theme park is what is really enticing to me, because it shows that they're willing to invest in the correct way. And that leads me to talk about the land itself. This started building in August of 2019. And around that same time was when Walt Disney World was building Tron. And Tron started in 2018, mind you, and it did open 2023. But that was a span of 5 years. 5 years to build one ride. Universal has taken 7 years to build a whole entire theme park. They have spent millions of dollars on these incredible animatronics, these lifelike Frankenstein's monster, Bride of Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon. They have spent their time and their money in such an incredible way that they wanted to give us some of the best animatronics we've seen anywhere. And I find it so incredible to see the difference, because Disney does have good animatronics. I can say that. Some of them looked promising, but they don't hold up to the potential they can have. The one really, really good animatronic that they have is in Pandora in Animal Kingdom. Had to think of the name really quick. That one is one of the best ones they've had. Plain, hands down, incredible movements, incredible facial features, everything. But the fact that Universal took the money that they invested for that and put it towards 14 new upcoming animatronics for one ride shows dedication, and it shows how much they're wanting to up themselves in theme park reality. Let's be honest. They want to immerse you. That's something Disney has been lacking a little bit lately. And I find it crazy that that's the investment that we're getting put into. 5 years for one ride, 7 years for a whole entire theme park. And, Tron is a good investment. Tron is a fun ride. I can totally agree with you people on that. But compared to what Universal Studios is doing right now, it's a whirlwind of hurt for the Disney parks, I feel like. For those who can appreciate what they're doing. And obviously is two different things, Disney is more centered towards kids. I get that. Right now, Epic Universe, yeah, you got some kid areas. Dark Universe is not towards kids. But they're willing to invest their money in that. And that shows the difference between what they're willing to do in order to bring their characters to life. Because they're not shying away. And it makes me so excited to see that. Because now knowing the investments and the plans and seeing the immersiveness between these two theme parks, I really think Universal's about to come on top. I really, really do. And it's kind of crazy. I don't think anybody knew this would happen at all. We kind of got a glimpse of it from Harry Potter when they first introduced it with Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade and doing Hagrid's motorbike and doing Gringotts, Everybody knew Universal had this power. Epic Universe is now a gateway for Universal to say, hey, this is what we're made of. This is what we're doing. We have the power to make a theme park that can blow you out of the water. And that's exactly what they're doing. And I 100% support everything. Long story short, what they're doing right now, incredible. I've been seeing, and specifically looking up, bioreconstruct images on Twitter and YouTube. For those who don't know, basically someone that does aerial footage of Epic Universe. I've been following that stuff since August of 2024 and seeing the progress they've made, seeing the amount of detail, seeing how everything coordinates together. Insane. Absolutely insane. And I do want to take it park by park because what's happening over there right now, incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'm going to start with How to Train Your Dragon because right now that's the one that we have the most information of, and I've already kind of talked about and given a little glimpse regarding Hiccup and Toothless. But right now, Isle of Berk is set to have, I believe, 3 different rides and a bunch of character meet and greets. They're going to have their own show. They're going to have a dining hall. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for that. From what I've seen, it's very much centered around getting dragon animatronics out and about in the park for interactive abilities or just even being stationary for a meet and greet. Whatever it is, they're very much making it immersive and they're putting as much detail as they possibly can into these animatronics, which is what excites me a lot because they look so spot on to the animated film that it's insane when you look at the difference between the 2023 meet and greet that Universal Studios had with Toothless versus the 2025 meet and greet photos now. The ability they had and the growth that they've had to make that change happen, insane. Toothless looks so much better now than he did before. The way he smiles in the photos, the way his eyes open and they close, all of these motions, even if it is a person in a suit or it's an animatronic, either or, it's insane what they're doing right now. and especially with the flying dragons above Isle of Berk. That is such a crazy step up from any of the theme parks I've seen so far. And I know I've already compared them to Disney, but the fact that Disney hasn't done that and they literally have Pete the Dragon as a character kind of puts a staple as to what they're wanting to invest. And I understand not everybody knows Pete the Dragon. I get it. But when you have stuff like the Electrical Street Parade and you have that ability to do special stuff like that, where you could have the castle show and you could have Pete the Dragon going over it in a drone way and not just somebody on a string flying over the castle, it can create a different immersive experience. And so the fact that Universal stepped up and they were like, we're going to find a way to take these drone mechanics and build a flying dragon out of it is what's insane to me. And it's just, that makes me excited alone. And I'm not even somebody who has overly loved How to Train Your Dragon. I have an appreciation for it. I loved it ever since I was little, but I've never had the, oh my God, like this is my favorite film. But seeing this just from a screen itself and seeing the world I can immerse myself into, it makes me want to go back and watch the films. It makes me want to immerse myself even more. And it gives me a deeper appreciation for the world that is How to Train Your Dragon, because they just did so much work, so much effort, and took every little detail they could find about the dragons, about Hiccup, about everything, and they put it into this one land. And I'm so excited to see what that's going to be like in person, surrounded by everybody else who's having the same exact feelings as me, where either they are the biggest fan of it or they're not. We can all connect on the fact that it's incredible and I cannot wait. But what I really am excited about is Dark Universe and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Dark Universe, let me tell you guys, is going to be the best thing that we've ever experienced in our whole entire lives. I will go to my grave with that. Universal Monsters Unchained is going to be one of the best rides in the whole world. You're telling me that we have a 9-foot tall Frankenstein's monster animatronic in a ride? That's crazy to me. We're getting Wolfman, we're getting Dracula, we're getting the Brides of Dracula, we're getting the Bride of Frankenstein, we're getting Igor, Invisible Man, Creature from the Black Lagoon. We're getting all of these beloved characters that some of us grew up with, maybe some of you found later in life. Personally, for me, I grew up with Universal Monsters. That was my thing. I was a spooky little girl, you know? I love my spooky little stuff. Growing up with Boris Karloff as the Frankenstein's monster was probably life-changing. It made me, I love Frankenstein so much. I love that film so much. It has a special place in my heart. And although I know Dark Universe is not the exact Boris Karloff Frankenstein's monster, having that adaptation as something I can appreciate and walk into and be immersed is actually insane to me. And another thing about that park, talking about immersion, the burning windmill, they're actually setting a windmill on fire. And it's a bar, I believe, or a quick service. Don't quote me specifically on that one. But the fact that they're even making that possible is insane. And we're having a Stock's steakhouse. I don't think I said that right. I'm so sorry. But we're literally having a steakhouse where you get served with steaks, with a steak through it. What? It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. They're seeing what the fans want. They're like, oh, you want, a steak with your food. We'll give it to you. That is, yes, 100% yes. It's absolutely genius. And you can get your face painted as an adult to look like a monster. Who would have thought we could have had this from Universal? But we do. We do. And I am so here for it. And after a little bit of research, just pull it up. Specifically, the Doss Steakhouse is a specific restaurant surrounded by vampires and vampire hunters. Beautiful. Love it. Already enticed. The Burning Blade Tavern. Ugh. Say less. Another Monster Hunters. This is beautiful. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I can't even explain to you the where my heart is right now. My heart is already resting in Florida with this theme park. They already have it. They have my heart. 9-foot tall Frankenstein, he already has my heart. Let's say that right now. I am so excited about this. And I really do think it just, for me, it stems from the love that I've had and the appreciation I've had of Universal Monsters ever since I was a young girl. I didn't play with Barbies. I played with Monster High dolls. You know, Frankie Stein, that was my character. That I've always been centered around the stories Universal Monsters have created for decades. So having a theme park that is dedicated and is willing to do that and create a land that does not shy away from being scary. And that is one thing they talked about in one of their introduction videos was they are not afraid to make Universal Monsters scary. It's not a kid's theme park. That one specifically. It's not a kid land. It's meant to be scary. You're meant to be scared. You know, they're not going to shy away. They're not going to make it cut, clean, something that is going to be catered towards your kids. No. They're showing you why Universal Monsters were so terrifying when the films came out. They're going to show you the premise of what Universal Monsters is while also making you feel so immersed into that land. And I think it's absolutely brilliant because a lot of companies nowadays, they specifically only do scary when it's Halloween time, which is boring. It's quite frankly boring. I don't want to be scared just when it's Halloween. I want you to go full out when you got a ride that's supposed to scare me. And that's exactly what Universal's doing right now. They are willing to take the chance to scare the crap out of you. But through Universal Monsters, they're building up a land that's built on their staple film. And I love that. I do. And it makes me so excited because yes, I am 22 years old. Yes, I will be getting my face painted. Yes, I will probably be crying like a little girl when I see Frankenstein's Manor. Yes, I might cry on the ride. Who knows? So many things can happen. I might even cry when I meet the Invisible Man as a meet and greet. Who knows? All I know is that I am so stoked and excited for this land that it gives my heart a little pitter patter. It gives it some love, you know? And I can't wait to finally see it in person. I really can't. And that's what takes me to Harry Potter too, because Harry Potter, like Universal Monsters, has been my thing ever since I was a little girl. Those films have always been comfort films for me. And although I know only one segment of it is technically Harry Potter, because the actual land itself is 1920s France, that is connecting to Fantastic Beasts, which I think is a really fun tie-in because a while ago when I believe the second film came out was finally when Universal put Newt Scamander's wand into the theme parks for you to buy, and I remember because I bought it. But that was our first little introduction. Never really had anything beyond that besides getting like a Niffler stuffy and just like smaller items such as that. So to have a land that's set during Newt Scamander and like Fantastic Beasts, I think is really, really smart. I really do think it's smart. And I cannot tell you how much I am freaking out over the fact that number one, we're getting new interactive wands. Number two, we're getting a Ministry of Magic ride. And let me tell you, I'm here for it. I am here for it. And I don't want to hear anybody go against me on this because this is the smartest thing they've ever done. Let me tell you, the smartest thing they've ever done. I can't even describe, number one, the thought of the fact that they actually are doing Ministry of Magic. They're building the whole entire queue. You are using the Floo Powder Network in order to go to the Ministry of Magic from France. Brilliant. You're going to walk through the fireplace, get engulfed in the green flames. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, you're building the whole entire inside of the Ministry of Magic where Harry fought Voldemort, got possessed by him for a little bit, and then everybody realized, yeah, Voldemort's back. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to be immersed into it. And that's exactly what Universal's going to do. Because we already know from Hogsmeade and from the Hogwarts Castle queue, from Diagon Alley to the Escape from Gringotts ride, from Hagrid's motorbike, we know what they're capable of when it comes to Harry Potter and how immersive that land can be. So the fact that they're building a whole entire Ministry of Magic, that is what entices so many people's attention, especially when they're already Harry Potter fans. And even if you're not a Harry Potter fan, but you've been to the theme parks and you know how immersive those lands are, yeah, you know that what they're about to do with Harry Potter is going to blow people out of the water. Completely, honestly, I don't even know what people's reactions could be. I want to say awe. I know mine would be awe. I'm pretty sure everybody else is going to be in awe because they're going to see the time and the detail and everything that they put into making that. And they're going to be there in person. They're going to be like, it doesn't even feel like I'm in Orlando, Florida anymore. It literally feels like I'm in the Ministry of Magic. And that's what it's all about. And as a Harry Potter fan, what do you mean Umbridge is coming back? And she's trying to resurrect Voldemort. That right there, although crazy storyline that I'm not sure where it came from, I'm excited. I love it. Especially after seeing The Cursed Child recently and seeing that one of the alternative timelines that they had for messing with the Time Turner, sorry, spoiler alert, was Umbridge as a headmaster when Voldemort took over and the Wizarding World, and she was a headmaster at Hogwarts. Kind of the same, but more evil. So the fact is like, yeah, I could see her as somebody who would try to bring back Voldemort, because at the end of the day, you learn in that play, there was a tiny little piece of him left, you know? So honestly, I get where they're going. Not 100%, but it makes me excited nonetheless. Because just seeing the photos they've posted, and also I don't fully believe them when they say it's not an elevator ride. I will say that because they posted a photo, for those of you who haven't seen it, of what your actual ride cart looks like. It looks like Tower of Terror carts. It does. Looks like elevator shaft. They're trying to claim that it's not going to go up and down. I call false. I think they're trying to throw us off. I could be wrong. Could not be wrong. But I'm just saying, when you watch Harry Potter and you watch how the elevators go, they go up, down, left, right. They go in every direction that they want to. I have a feeling this ride's going to do the exact same. Because we're in the Ministry of Magic. We can't just go side to side on an elevator. We gotta go up and down, side to side. And those seats look exactly like Tower of Terror. They really do. And what's the one premise of Tower of Terror? It goes up and down. So, there's always that possibility. If anybody's been on it and you guys aren't just allowed to post, come back to this podcast and say in the comments if I'm correct about something, because I really want to know. That is one ride where it's like I have no idea what the mechanics are of it, because it's one thing that they are keeping secret, unlike literally every other ride in the park. So I'm very curious about it, what it could be, and I'm very excited to see the possibilities that are held within that ride. It's incredible. And I know I mentioned it, but I went on a little ramble. But they did make new interactive wands for Universal Studios. They're the Generation 2. Right now, they only have 5 different kinds of wands out. These wands, they will vibrate, light up, connect to your app in your phone each time you cast a spell. So you could put what house you are: Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw. You can earn house points each time you do a spell. From what I've seen, they have added experiences to Universal Studios Orlando and Islands of Adventure. So you can still use the old wands. You just won't be able to actually like gain house points. Can't connect it to your app, unfortunately. But if you do get the new generation wand, you can use them in all three parks. You can gain house points. You can keep track of the spells that you've done. I believe from what I saw at Universal Studios Orlando, there's a new experience in Nocturne Alley with a Dementor. And there's also one with, I believe it was a dummy. I don't remember exactly where in that theme park it was, but I do know you could cast a spell and it will knock the dummy back. Just kind of like how they do in Order of Phoenix when they're casting the spell and the dummy keeps going back and forth between everyone. So we have that. We have the Bogart dummy. I haven't seen anything else quite yet. I have seen leaked photos of the map and what it's going to look like for Ministry of Magic. I forgot how many spells there were. Plenty of spells. Quite a bit of new ones, which I'm excited about because I feel like a lot of the ones we've had both in Hogsmeade and in Diagon Alley do kind of repeat themselves, especially like Aloha Mora. I do think Epic Universe has Aloha Mora though. I'm not 100% sure. But nonetheless, I'm excited to see what these new wands are because we don't have them out here in Universal Studios Hollywood. We might not get them. Think it would be cool if we do because we only have Hogsmeade, so we need something else to add to our theme park experience. But I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I think it does bring another level of immersiveness, which I think Universal's really aiming for. And I really cannot wait to see how far they're able to go with these wands because right now it doesn't look like they're specifically character wands. It looks like they're just random design wands. So I wonder if they are going to take it a step further and make them character wands or if they're just going to leave it like that. It would be cool to leave it like that because then it's like, oh, it's your own wand, you're your own student, here you go. But I would like them in some of the character wands, even if it's like they limit it so you just literally do Harry, Ron, and Hermione. I think it would just be a cool little touch for people who want that. And then if those are popular enough, then maybe you could slowly introduce more characters that wands might be a little bit more popular, like Snape or like Dumbledore, stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. And we have two more parks. I say parks, I mean lands. Two more lands that are going to be covered by Universal. The next themed one that's like specifically themed to a franchise is Super Mario. So Universal Studios Hollywood does have Super Mario. We only have one ride though. We have the Mario Kart Challenge or Bowser's Challenge, whichever one it's called. Our area is very small. We don't got much going on. We really don't. But Orlando is getting everything Universal Japan has. They're getting the Yoshi Adventure, they're getting the Mario Kart Challenge, they're getting Donkey Kong Land, which I'm excited for that because that roller coaster looks amazing. And I have seen test footage from both people riding it in Japan and just from aerial footage of people riding it recently from Orlando. And just the mechanics of having it where the track technically quote unquote breaks and your actual track is underneath. I think it's brilliant. And just the design and the details that they've put into this land so far is insane. Like, I cannot even begin to describe what it looks like. I will insert photos, obviously, but from the nighttime viewing with all the lights, from daytime with the waterfall, all of it's so immersive. You're going to get a Donkey Kong meet and greet. You will get a Peach, Mario, and Luigi meet and greet. I do also think they're doing Toad. So they're doing, right now the main characters. I feel down the line they probably will do a Yoshi meet and greet if they're able to do that. Because why not? You got his ride, you might as well do a meet and greet. But I'm very excited to see what it's going to look like on a bigger scale, because from my experience, I've only seen it when it's a tiny little baby, just a tiny little baby. But now I'm going to see it on a bigger scale. And I'm going to see it where it does have Donkey Kong. I'm going to see it to the fullest potential, which is technically like what we should have, but unfortunately, we don't get that. So we got to find it out one way or another. And that brings us to our last land, Celestial Park. This one, not really themed to anything. I was going to say special. It is special a little bit. Not themed to a movie or a video game. Celestial Park is going to be kind of the center theme of the whole entire park, besides the specific portals you go into to experience the other lands. So one thing they're going to have is a carousel. Forgot the exact name of it, but they have Stardust Racers, which is going to be a dueling coaster. When you see clips of it lit up at night, it literally looks like a meteor going through the sky, stars going through, whatnot. But they have that. They have the carousel. I don't think they have, I think those are just the two that they have for Celestial Park. They have some themed foods pertaining to that one. But the biggest thing is they have a hotel directly connected to it. It's called the Helios Hotel. This one, for those of you who are interested, is priced at a premium price. It's going to be leveled about the same as Hard Rock Hotel. What that means is like it's the highest of the highest price. Noted, it's literally connected to the park. But I do believe with those types of hotels, you do get a free express pass. So if you wanted to make like a whole experience out of this, you could stay at the Helios Hotel. You could walk in and out of the park and just, you feel like you need to sit for 5 minutes, you need to take merchandise back to your room. You could just walk right through, go to your hotel, walk right back into the park. It's easy as that. You can also get the express pass, means you don't have to wait in those super long lines that we know Epic Universe is going to have for probably the first 2 years, I'm going to bet. But it's really extraordinary what they're doing. The statues that they're building right now of gods and goddesses and doing all of that, it's really something, and it's very pretty. And the way it's all lit up at night is amazing. All of the lights in Celestial Park are also connected to the tops of the portals in each land. So they're all synchronized together. And I think that's so smart because it shows you that the whole entire lake park is just connected. And I think it's a great little touch that you'll appreciate, obviously, once you're in the park. You can appreciate it now from the video footage, but it's going to be different seeing it in person because you're just seeing it from one point of view. But when you're turning and looking, you're like, yeah, everything's connected right now. It's all in sync. And I think that's so smart. I really do. And I honestly cannot wait for what they do with this. Like, it's actually crazy that we've gotten this far with technology, but it's not even that. It's just like what they're able to do specifically is insane. It really is. Because what do you mean that we're getting all of these characters and from like our favorite franchises and favorite films, and we're 2 months away and you're already doing previews, you're posting who we get to meet, you're doing all of this? It's crazy to me. Like, they just now posted, I just pulled it up today, Universal posted that you can meet Astrid and Stormfly. So not only can you meet Hiccup and Toothless, but now you can meet Stormfly and Astrid. And you got Rough Nut and Tough Nut. You got Frankenstein's Monster, Bride of Frankenstein, Igor, Invisible Man. You got Peach, you got Mario, Luigi, you got Donkey Kong. What do you mean that those are characters we're going to get to meet and experience in person? What do you mean they have their own rides? That's crazy. And to be done so well and to be so accurate with everything is what makes this park extraordinary. It will beat out everything else. I'm telling you right now, this theme park is going to set standards all across the world for the possibilities that we have. And I think it's really going to be a standpoint because so far, Disney has always taken the reign when it comes to theme park business and what they're able to do and all of that. I will say they've lacked lately. Avengers Campus, not it. It's not as immersive. They gave us Galaxy's Edge, they gave us Cars Land, beautiful. Then they gave us Avengers Campus, and it's like, oh, that's what you put your effort into. But I think it's going to be a lesson for them because they've been at the top of the game for so long that they're like, nothing can compete with what we're doing right now. Like, we are the big boss. Universal's now showing up and they're saying, look at what we can do. You're no longer that top dog anymore. And I do think that's true because when you think about it, we have Epic Universe opening May. In the summer, we have Horrors Unleashed in Las Vegas, Nevada, also by Universal Studios, if you couldn't tell. Then Universal is building a child-centered theme park in Texas. They are stepping up. They've just had everything hidden away, and they've just waited for the perfect time to put it out there. And I think now is the perfect time. And I think they have the right people to appreciate and to want to take their ideas and put them to above, like, standards that are above anybody's head. I really do. Universal's like their engineers, their creative design team, they are like, this is what we're doing and we're not shying away. And we're doing it as a team, and it's not just going to be on what one person wants. And that's how it needs to be. So I'm so excited. I've said it so many times in this audio, but I'm so excited to see what they're going to be bringing to the table. I really am. And I just cannot wait for when Epic Universe opens and I get to see some of those videos of people going for the first time and seeing what these rides are about. Even though I do want to keep it a secret, I'm too excited to not keep it a secret. I want to know everything about this park. And I hope you do too after listening. Because what they're doing right now is so extraordinary and so mind-boggling, really, that I would want to know everything about it. I would want to know every little step. You know, even if you're not the biggest theme park person, what they're doing, you can just appreciate because it's really a new step in the game. And I cannot wait to see where they go. I really can't. And I really cannot wait to see the videos from when the park opens and seeing what the finished products of each land look like. I really can't wait. But with that being said, thank you guys for listening to my ramble about Epic Universe. I know we kind of went through everything in a short amount of time, but I feel like we hit some pretty key points revolving each land. If you guys want me to do more updates, specifically on Epic Universe, or even if you want me to do updates on Disney and what they're doing, let me know in the comments below. You know, this is something even I might continue to do just on the side, just to, ramble like I do. Especially with something like this, you can't keep quiet. But thank you guys for listening. Join us next time on Talks of Terror.